His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace the Egyptian Minister of Interior, Major General Mahmoud Tawfiq, upon his visit to the kingdom. His Majesty the King expressed Bahrain's pride in the brotherly and historic ties with Egypt and their development thanks to the continuous care of the leadership of the two brotherly countries. The minister conveyed to His Majesty the greetings and appreciation of the President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and his wishes of further progress and prosperity to Bahrain and its people under the leadership of His Majesty. His Majesty the King asked him to convey his greetings and wishes of further progress and prosperity to the Egyptian President and the people of Egypt. His Majesty welcomed the Egyptian minister and praised such fraternal visits, which support for cooperation, coordination, and solid joint work at all levels, especially in the security field, in a way that benefits the two countries and their people and enhances their strong and established relations. His Majesty appreciated the role of the Egyptian community in Bahrain and their constructive contribution in the development march, noting the common features, history, and the ancient civilization between the two countries. His Majesty commended the efforts of the Egyptian President in consolidating bilateral ties and Egypt's honorable stances in support of the kingdom. He also praised Egypt's historical and pioneering role in protecting Arab national security and preserving the interests of the Arab nation and what it represents as a fundamental pillar of security and stability in the region. The meeting discussed the latest regional and international developments and issues of common concern. For his part, the minister expressed thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the King for the warm reception and hospitality, commending His Majesty's role and efforts in enhancing and developing Bahraini-Egyptian relations and joint cooperation. He affirmed Egypt's pride in its close fraternal ties with Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace the Russian Minister of Culture, Olga Lyubimova, on the occasion of her visit to head the Russian delegation in the third meeting of the Bahraini-Russian Intergovernmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific, and Technological Cooperation. His Majesty welcomed the minister, who conveyed to His Majesty the greetings of the Russian President Vladimir Putin and his wishes of abundant health and happiness to His Majesty the King and for the people of the kingdom further progress and prosperity. His Majesty requested the minister to convey his greetings to the Russian President and his wishes for further progress and prosperity to Russia and its people. His Majesty praised the bilateral relations and the mutual keenness to enhance cooperation in all fields. His Majesty praised the third Bahraini-Russian meeting, which will have a positive result in furthering the bilateral cooperation in the commercial, cultural, art, scientific, and technological fields in a way that achieves further development for both countries. His Majesty also praised the vital role of the Russian President in enhancing the bilateral relations that are based on mutual respect and coordination. He also praised the civilizational aspects of Russia and hailed the joint efforts between the two countries in enhancing culture and art. The minister expressed thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the King for the warm welcome and generous hospitality and hailed his efforts in enhancing the bilateral relations and cooperation in all fields. She affirmed that Bahrain is of great importance to Russia, which is always keen to increase cooperation with Bahrain to serve mutual interests. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa arrived in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to lead Bahrain's delegation at the 3rd Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council meeting. Upon arrival at the King Khalid International Airport, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister was received by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and a number of senior officials. His Royal Highness was accompanied by a number of senior officials. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued a statement in which he highlighted the depth of Bahrain-Saudi relations, a partnership which continues to be supported by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness commended the commitment of the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, to strengthening bilateral cooperation and integration. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince affirmed that the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council has bolstered bilateral relations, adding that the Council's third meeting is a testament to joint commitment to further coordination and cooperation and reflect the strength of bilateral ties. His Royal Highness expressed the Kingdom's commitment to strengthening the Bahraini-Saudi partnership to achieve mutual goals and aspiration. His Royal Highness noted the progress and development witnessed by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, highlighting achievements that have strengthened Saudi Arabia's leadership regionally and internationally. His Royal Highness concluded his statement by wishing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its citizens further progress and prosperity. His Royal Highness was accompanied by a number of senior officials. The 5 specialized committees of the Saudi-Bahraini Coordination Council contribute to unifying visions and enhancing joint cooperation between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Bahraini-Saudi relations extend for many years of brotherhood and close cooperation, as the relations between the two countries are characterized by their historical bonds and deep-rooted ties. More in this report. Long and extended history of relations between two royal families and two brotherly peoples, and constant evidence over time that has shown the rapprochement and harmony between the Honorable Al Khalifa and Al Saud, which stems from the leadership and people of the two countries. The relations enjoy the highest levels of partnership and cooperation in accordance with the vision of His Majesty the King and the custodian of the two holy mosques, based on common destiny. Efforts, strategies and plans have converged between His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister and the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, as the past years have witnessed the intensification of successive high-level visits for consultation and discussions. Bahraini-Saudi relations, whether at the level of leaders or at the level of the two peoples, are a model of fraternal relations that was founded on solid foundations. On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the BDF Commander-in-Chief, Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa inaugurated the air defense system, the Spears of Bahrain project, Ras Al Bar Camp, which coincides with the celebrations of the 56th anniversary of the establishment of the BDF in the presence of His Highness Staff Commander Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa. Upon arrival, the Commander-in-Chief was welcomed by Defense Affairs Minister Lieutenant General Abdullah bin Hassan Al Naimi and a number of BDF senior officers.
سلام الملكي سلام قف استأذنكم بانصراف حرس الشرف سيدي.
من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما. ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين، سيدي صاحب المعالي المشير ركن الشيخ خليفة بن أحمد بن سلمان آل خليفة، القائد العام لقوات دفاع البحرين حفظكم الله ورعاكم، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. سيدي صاحب المعالي، يسعدني ويشرفني أصالة عن نفسي ونيابة عن منتسبي سلاح الجو الملكي البحريني أن أرحب بمعاليكم أجمل ترحيب، وتسرنا جميعا رعاية معاليكم افتتاح معسكر راس البر التابع للدفاع الجوي الصاروخي بسلاح الجو الملكي البحريني. وبعظيم الامتنان أغتنم هذه الفرصة المباركة لأرفع إلى معاليكم أسمى آيات التهاني والتبريكات بمناسبة ذكرى تأسيس قوة دفاع البحرين 56. سيدي صاحب المعالي، إن الأحداث المتسارعة والتحديات الكبيرة في الشرق الأوسط بصورة عامة والخليج العربي بصورة خاصة قد دفعت بتوجيهات معاليكم للقيادة العامة لقوات دفاع البحرين لوضع خطة تطوير للقدرات الدفاعية لمواجهة التهديدات التي قد تستهدف مملكة البحرين. وكان الهدف من وضع هذه الخطة هو حماية المملكة شعبا وأرضا والذود عن منجزات ومقدرات هذا الوطن. وبعون من الله وتوفيقه استوجب إنشاء عدة معسكرات ومواقع موزعة بدراسة متقنة في مختلف أنحاء المملكة مع تزويدها بأحدث وأكفأ منظومات الدفاع الجوي. يوافقه إعداد الكوادر البحرينية المؤهلة من أبنائكم منتسب الدفاع الجوي الصاروخي للعمل على هذه المنظومات، وذلك بلا شك سيكون له عظيم الأثر في تعزيز قدرات الوطن الدفاعية. وما هذا الصرح الشامخ يا صاحب المعالي إلا لبنة متينة من حصن الدفاع الجوي الذي تم تخطيطه وبنائه على أحدث التصاميم وأفضل المنشآت، وبما يسهم بالارتقاء بسلاح الجو الملكي البحريني نحو مدارج الرفعة والمنعة. وأننا نعاهد الله سبحانه وتعالى، ثم نعاهد سيدي صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى بن سلمان آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم القائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة حفظه الله ورعاه، ونعاهد سيدي صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ولي العهد نائب القائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله ورعاه، ونعدكم يا سيدي أن نعمل بكل إخلاص وتفاني كما عهدتمونا لتحقيق أعلى درجات الجاهزية الدفاعية، وبأن نكون العين الساهرة والقوة الحصينة للذود والدفاع عن مملكتنا الغالية من أي أخطار تهدد أجواء ومياه وأراضي المملكة. سيدي صاحب المعالي، نستمد من تشريفكم لحفلنا هذا التقدير والتمكين، ومجددا فإنني أصالة عن نفسي ونيابة عن منتسبي سلاح الجو الملكي البحريني نتقدم إلى معاليكم حفظكم الله بجزيل الشكر وعظيم الامتنان على كل الدعم الذي يحظى به سلاح الجو الملكي البحريني. ختاما يا سيدي يا صاحب المعالي، نجدد العهد والولاء والطاعة لسيدي صاحب الجلالة ملك البلاد المعظم القائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة حفظ الله ورعاه، سائلين المولى عز وجل أن يمد جلالته بالصحة والعافية ويحفظه ويطيل في عمره، وأن يديم علينا جميعا نعمة الأمن والأمان والرخاء في ظل قيادة جلالته الحكيمة حفظه الله، وأن يحفظ معاليكم الكريم ويوفقكم ويطيل في أعماركم ويبقيكم ذخرا لمملكتنا الغالية ويسدد على طريق الخير خطاكم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
The Commander-in-Chief inspected the missile air defense equipment and toured the project, during which he was briefed on the project and its various sections, and the project's commemorative plaque was unveiled. Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed stressed that defending the kingdom is a sacred responsibility, praising the role of the BDS personnel who dedicated themselves to defending the homeland. He pointed out that the BDS members preserve its national mission in protecting the kingdom's security. Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa expressed the BDF's pride in its founder and leader, His Majesty the King, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The Commander-in-Chief added that thanks to the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the BDF is advancing so that the kingdom remains in security, stability and prosperity. He affirmed that the BDF, since the establishment of its weapons and units, has been continuously developing its human capabilities and combat systems. Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed affirmed that the BDF is moving steadily towards progress due to its modern land, air and sea defense systems, including advanced fighters, modern warships and advanced missiles, which strengthen its foundations and made it among the ranks of advanced armies. The Commander-in-Chief stressed that the BDF is led by a leadership with an enlightened vision that is keen for its defense force to adopt all development plans. The celebration was attended by the head of the National Intelligence Agency, Lieutenant General Adil bin Khalif al-Fadl, and a number of BDF senior officers. The children of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Her Highness Sheikh Shima bint Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa participated in the 80-kilometer qualifying endurance race in Dubai International Endurance City with the participation of 353 riders. The event was attended by UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. By the end of the race, the chairman of the board of directors of Dubai Horse Racing Club, Sheikh Rashid bin Al Maktoum, crowned Her Highness Sheikh Hashima, His Highness Sheikh Hamad and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed for winning the first place, second and third places respectively. The event also included a special honoring for His Highness Sheikh Nasser. His Highness Sheikh Nasser expressed thanks and appreciation to Dubai Club and praised a distinguished organization. He also thanked them for the honoring. He affirmed his keenness to support horse racing for its role in reflecting tradition and heritage and being part of Arab identity. His Highness expressed pride in his children and affirmed that endurance sports in Bahrain are making steady progress with the presence of a promising generation of young people to continue the path of success and achievements. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, deputized the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to attend the final match of the Nasser bin Hamad Football Tournament for Secondary Schools 2023-2024. The tournament was organized by the Ministry of Education, the SCYS, GSA, and Bahrain Football Federation. The match was won by Nasser Vocational Training Center with a result of 2-0 against East Rafah Secondary Boys School. His Highness Sheikh Khalid presented the tournament trophy to the winning team and honored the East Rafah School for winning second place and Al Hidayah Al Khalifiyya Secondary Boys School, which won third place. The British school team was also recognized with an Ideal Team trophy. His Highness Sheikh Khalid congratulated the winning team and commended the performance of the East Rafah Secondary Boys School, wishing it luck in upcoming editions. His Highness said that the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Nasser reflects his interest in supporting youth and sports and promoting school sports. His Highness Sheikh Khalid praised the efforts of the Ministry of Education in organizing the tournament, emphasizing its importance for encouraging young players and providing clubs and national teams with the best players who can contribute to the progress of Bahraini football. He said that hosting the International School Sport Federation Gymnasiad 2024 in October in Bahrain indicates the kingdom's interest in fostering the development of school sports. His Highness affirmed the importance of carefully selecting talents and honing their skills in cooperation with partners and sports organizations. The Minister of Education thanked His Highness Sheikh Khalid for attending the final match. He said that the ministry appreciated the role of the SCYS and the BOC in supporting the development of school sports. He thanked the organizers of the tournament and the private institutions for their support of the tournament. The Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed Lamsallam, inaugurated the 7th Equal Opportunities Conference, which was organized by the National University, the University of Business and Technology in Saudi Arabia, and Brunel University, under the slogan Sustainable Leadership, Innovation and Technology Management. Al-Musallam affirmed Bahrain's pride in the achievements and gains made by Bahraini women and the advanced status they achieved at all levels in light of the comprehensive development process of His Majesty the King and the support and follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He praised the efforts of the Gender Balance Committee of the General Secretariat of the Representatives Council and its keenness to promote and raise awareness on equal opportunities. The Minister of Interior General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa received his Egyptian counterpart Major General Mahmoud Tawfiq and his accompanying delegation upon his arrival at Bahrain International Airport in the presence of a number of senior officials in the ministry and the Muharraq governor. Upon arrival to the police fort, the guards of honor saluted the ministers.
Salam, 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 salam.
The Minister of Interior delivered a speech in which he welcomed the Egyptian minister and the accompanying delegation and affirmed that this visit will further the security and brotherly ties linking the two countries under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. He praised Egypt's firm stances towards Bahrain. He praised the bilateral security cooperation and coordination, which continues to witness developments in all fields. The minister pointed out that security is facing modern challenges, including the misuse of social media, cyber attacks, and drones, as well as the illegal use of some AI applications. He proposed to form a work team to analyze such dangers and threats faced by Arab security in particular. The minister wished the Egyptian minister and the accompanying delegation a successful visit that contributes to enhancing bilateral security cooperation in all fields to maintain security and stability and uniting efforts in facing current and future challenges. He wished the meeting success in benefiting both countries. For his part, the Egyptian minister stressed the depth of bilateral relations, noting that this visit to the kingdom comes within the framework of close relations and ongoing consultation between officials of the two countries. He stressed the keenness of the Egyptian Ministry of Interior to enhance communication with Arab ministries of the interior and security agencies. He welcomed working on strengthening integration mechanisms and exchanging experiences between the Egyptian and Bahraini sides, based on the full belief in the importance of supporting security and stability in Arab countries. The meeting discussed important security issues with the aim of enhancing cooperation and coordination in the field of security work and building on what has been achieved in the process of security cooperation with the aim of improving performance to confront security challenges and accelerating changes at the regional and international levels. They reviewed child protection in cyberspace, where a scientific study was reviewed. The two sides agreed to refer the issue for further research during the meetings of the Joint Security Committee between the two ministries. The discussions also included cooperation in social protection, family protection offices, alternative punishments and open prisons, community service police, financial investigations, the crime laboratory, combating drugs, human trafficking and organized crime, enhancing cybersecurity and digital transformation for police services. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Rawan Tawfiqi, attended the opening of the first edition of the Amman Innovation Festival 2024, organized by the Ammani Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. Tawfiqi affirmed the importance of the festival, which constitutes a qualitative addition to Gulf youth work that urged young people to research and innovate in multiple fields and highlight creative Gulf youth models and their innovations. She noted that the festival is an opportunity for exchanging experiences in innovation and scientific research that paved the way for young people to be an active part in the development witnessed by the Gulf countries. The Minister of Tourism, Fatma Sayrafi, expressed the Ministry's commitment to providing comprehensive support and resources for the private tourism sector. This includes backing integrated real estate ventures featuring tourist and recreational amenities like restaurants, hotels, resorts, and coastal areas. The Minister's comments came during a field visit to Reef Island, along CEO of the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, Sara Bouhidji, as she explored an array of facilities of the strategically positioned island, which serves as a significant residential and commercial hub. Featuring various housing options like villas, chalets, and buildings with breathtaking views of the Arabian Gulf, Reef Island was highlighted as a crucial asset. The Minister of Tourism underscored the importance of collaboration and partnership across public and private sectors to leverage the opportunities presented by Reef Island and emphasized the Ministry of Tourism and the Bahrain Tourism Authority's commitment to supporting entertainment events, marine activities, and beach attractions to invigorate tourism in the region, catering to citizens, residents, and visitors alike. The Bahraini-Russian Intergovernmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation held its third meeting, chaired by the Minister of Industry and Commerce Abdullah Fakhro and the Russian Minister of Culture Olga Lyubimova. The minister affirmed the keenness of the government of Bahrain to support the role of the committee in advancing and developing bilateral relations to achieve the mutual aspirations and enhancing bilateral cooperation in the best interests of the two sides. A number of common views and topics within the agenda of the committee were reviewed, which was formed in accordance with Decree 18 of 2017 ratifying the agreement of the establishment of the Bahraini-Russian Intergovernmental Committee. Since its establishment, the committee achieved several goals in terms of developing relations between the two countries, activating work mechanisms and inter-coordination, and enhancing joint relations. Within the framework of the third meeting of the Intergovernmental Committee for Trade, Economic, Technological and Scientific Cooperation between Bahrain and Russia, the Minister of Industry and Commerce Abdullah Fakhro held a meeting with the Russian Minister of Culture. Fakhro praised the depth of Bahrain-Russian relations, noting that efforts made by the leaderships and governments of the two countries to strengthen joint relations and raise the rates of the trade exchange and experiences, which achieves mutual aspirations. He noted the keenness of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce to highlight the capabilities of Bahrain as a prominent and attractive center for global investments, especially in light of the stimulating environment and facilities offered by the government to investors from all over the world. The National Action Charter is the basis on which development plans for human rights in Bahrain are based. The accomplishments achieved were the result of an insightful of the royal vision that changed the form of the legislative and legal systems. More in this report.
Bahrain is a role model for respect for human rights and democracy thanks to National Action Charter. It is also a human rights document in which Bahrainis place the basic principles of rights and freedoms in accordance with the best experiences and deep-rooted civilizational values. The National Action Charter is a high-level legal document on which the royal and popular will agreed, and therefore all legal amendments and legislation are consistent with its provisions. The laws and legislation issued during His Majesty the King's prosperous era have consolidated human rights and freedoms in the kingdom and strengthened the pillars of the state of law and institutions. During the past years, efforts have been made to renew private laws and legislation and establish many public institutions and bodies, including the establishment of the Supreme Council for Women, the National Institution for Human Rights, the National Committee for Childhood, Ombudsman Office, the Special Investigation Unit Bahrain, the Prisoners and Detainees Rights Commission, the Open Prison Program, the National Committee for Combating Trafficking in Persons, and Bahrain Institution for Political Development, and these institutions reflect the royal vision aiming for a new phase in the global humanitarian file, which is considered an essential pillar of the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty the King.